Good morning. It's Friday. We're in wrapping up this module on research pretty soon. You guys have a little more work to do. I'm actually getting ready a couple hours to fly on to Chicago for the race this weekend. Meanwhile, there is a hurricane brewing in the Gulf. I'm going to fly out just in time. I hope everything is fine back here. Y'all did a great job with this assignment. The outcome that we were focused on was discussing ethical considerations related to research studies. You each accomplished this in your own way. Jackson talked about how he felt like the research was ethical because it had nothing to do with the actual abusive behavior that had taken place. Izzy and Billy recognized that there was a lot to learn about the human brain from this experience, and therefore we should take that opportunity. Ben and Alex and Julia saw the value in the research, even though they questioned whether or not she was able to give consent. Alex even was able to cite which violation of the code was occurred, and it was 0.802. Nice detail, Alex. Kind of feeling like this is a bit of a gray area. Laura, Talia, Ashley agreed that there was no consent, but saw the value of understanding. Ashley talked about how Jeannie definitely missed a window of opportunity in her own language development. Emily, too, saw the unethical issues and yet appreciated the valuable insight that came from it. Sophie DT, Sophie S, Isabella, and Annika were horrified because they feel like perhaps she would have just fared better had she been just strictly focused on rehabilitation rather than researching and understanding. Cynthia gave great detail trying to figure out, like, how could you do both? How could you research this and be more protective? And I thought there was some really sensitive insight that came into that. Sophie DT, you really demonstrated thinking like a psychologist when you talked about how Jeannie could not speak and never progressed to the point that she was fluent in English. And then you linked that to the historical psychological figure that you researched to talk about how people innately his theory, Chomsky's theory, was that people innately know how to speak, and you felt like this research really bumped up against that. I loved that psychological insight. What I'd like you to do now, and then I will give you the grade for this assignment, look at the outcomes for this assignment, respond in one sentence. It does not need to go on and on this assignment page, telling me which outcome that you felt was the most important or valuable to this assignment and why. One sentence. All right, look forward to reading. Bye.